Hey y'all, it's Melissa Clark at Sage Pumpkin Homestead. I don't normally do videos on Sunday, so yeah, I went to church today and decided to wear makeup. I don't wear makeup very often anymore these days. Wow, my gate was really loud. So I don't normally wear them as just like a general, I don't know, it just doesn't happen very often. Ooh, set the camera up. Don't fall. Okay, today is Sunday. We had a pretty good day today. We're on the 10th of July now. So, I actually got my first subscriber. Yay. It's family, but that counts. So, she had like a lot of questions that she wants answers to from like the first couple videos I did for my garden tour. And I wasn't really thinking about those types of things when I made the videos. I don't think I'm going to answer all of those questions here, but I do think it might be a good idea to sort of, I don't know if you want to call it a garden tour 2.0 type situation. I have done 4 garden tours, so this would be the video to watch right after the 4th garden tour. And she was very super excited with knowing that I was doing, my family member, doing the broccoli and cabbage, the cold weather things. Here comes the cat. But some things were brought up like the ants that I keep talking about. The ants, I've mentioned them probably in just about every single video I've done, and at this point in time, no, I haven't done anything yet. My plan is to take some baking soda and some confectioner sugar, mixing them together and putting them at different places around the garden so that the ants will come and take that as food and take it back to their nest and try to eat it and die off. It's probably the most natural solution that I have found. The other thing that I might consider trying that I have not, I'm just not sure of at this point, is supposed to be where you take ants from a completely different colony, and you grab them, an amount of them, in like a shovel full of dirt, and you bring them over and you plop that onto where you're trying to have them die off at. And because they're so territorial, that each one will kill the other one, because the ones are defending their home and the other ones are like, I'm coming in and I'm going to see if I can take over. And so that they just end up kind of killing each other. The only problem I have with that is I have no idea as far as like the odds. I seem to have a lot of ants in this garden, and I pull up some of the grass and things that I've been pulling up in the one area, because I'm going to take the camera around real quick and show you a couple things. There's just ants coming up from where the roots are, have been. So I did pull a lot of grass over in the area where I'm doing the squash, and I'll explain a little bit more about the different family quads that I'm doing, which is where nightshade comes from. So we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But basically, my plan, and I'm going to try to do it before my next garden video, which is on Wednesday, as far as my garden tour. I'm trying to do that, where I take the baking soda and the confectioner sugar. So now he's just going to rest over there, and he's not going to come and mess with me or anything. Yeah, the last one, he knocked my camera down because he knocked my phone down. Hold on, I got to show you this because the goose, she got into her. Hold on, look. She's in her little spots. Quack, quack, baby. Yep. She's totally too big for it. I wasn't originally going to go through the garden, but I thought I might as well. As a side note, there was some questions that were asked I'm going to try to answer, just so you know. That the ant solution is supposed to be all natural. The goal is to do all natural things. So that is the goal. Let's see. I'll just kind of go to the one she asked questions for. I'll give you a real quick look around. So this is the quad. I've got some of the zucchinis going on. There's a basil plant that came up there. As you can see, a lot of the grass is gone. Our biggest casualty at the moment is this poor little, between the squash bugs that are attacking it and the ants that have been they're still crawling all over it. It's the biggest casualty so far. It's the one that came up really great and beautiful and perfect and then got reduced to that. This is, let's see, our next biggest one is this one. It's doing well. So this is the next one that came up. And it already has ants on it. So there's a couple of smaller other ones that came up. The basil, I'm not sure what's going on with the basil. But the other question was, the bergamot she said she thought it looked like it had seeds in it. It does not. I did cut those heads off. This is the new little flower that's, hold on, there it is. This is, hey baby. This is the new bloom that's coming out. It's a lot smaller than the other two. Did not see any seeds in that seed head. Well, come on, baby. Come on. Come on. He's like, I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. And the sunflower, it's supposed to have seeds. I'm not really sure that it did that. It's supposed to have seeds in it. It's supposed to look a certain way when it's done. There he is. Hey, baby. Hey, honey. So I don't know that it got, ouch. He's got my ankle. I don't think I had enough bees on it maybe this time and got pollinated enough for that. Excuse the mess of the bean leaves. I did a lot of trimming and cutting back of stuff. So yes, you're supposed to be able to have, the sunflower is supposed to get to a place where it does that, but it's supposed to be filled with the seeds that you can save and reflower with. You can germinate them and grow them again. The bergamot, you're supposed to be able to as well. I don't think it got to a place where it looked like it had seeds going yet. I cut them a lot sooner than I think they might have had a chance to do all of that. The calendula will eventually do that, and the seed heads will just, where the flower is, will turn into where the seeds are, and you can save them and replant them. That's where all my volunteers came from, because I did take some seeds, but I did leave some on there, and that's where all my calendula came from. Let's see what else was in the questions. The wind. In one of the videos I had wind. She had mentioned there could be wind going on from, looking like there was pieces of the wood chips and dust. So that is a possibility that I had not considered. I keep forgetting that the wind can come inside of here and do stuff, which is probably how a lot of our tomatoes are actually being pollinated, because they don't have to have bees to do it. So blushing. She asked about what blushing was on tomatoes. Here is tomatoes that are blushed. And what that means is they're not green anymore. So here's what they look like green. I don't know if you can see them. Can you see them? Okay. When they're green, they're still considered green tomatoes. When they blush, they start changing color. They start lightening. They kind of go from a green to really like white-ish kind of green. And then they finally start turning orange. And you can see that I had two, I'll show you them again, that are starting to really fully blush. Soon they will be red, but I have to be patient now because I'm ready for them to be ready now. This one here and that one. They are starting to get a bit of a crack on their skin. They will be all right. And these are totally green tomatoes. That is, basically you can eat them like that. And that was a thing, a very, very southern thing to be exact as well, where you can take tomatoes that haven't blushed at all and you can still cut them up and fry them up and eat them. It's a thing, guys. Y'all, it's a thing. So there is that. The broccoli, when she sees the next couple videos, she'll learn more about the broccoli. The broccoli we're not producing. I went ahead and I pulled the broccoli out. The only other thing, let's see if I can come in here without falling over. The bean is attacking me, y'all. Ah! I am not kidding. It was grabbing me with its leaves. What, babies? What? Oh, I have blooms. Blooms. There. I am excited, y'all, about the beans. Oh, first I want to show you guys my mole situation. This here. And that looks like that was recent, because I came in and I watered this morning. Yeah, not cool. There's mole activity. I think our cabbages are getting ready to be pulled. So I might go ahead and think about that one here. They're not super huge, but they're big enough to where I'm thinking they might need to be pulled because they're getting kind of chewed on. Cucumbers. She asked if we're getting cucumbers. I'm hoping we're going to get cucumbers. I'm hoping they're going to get really nice and big and do their thing. I can't remember all of the questions, y'all, or all of the comments that she had put. I should have printed a list out. But those were the big ones. Blushing tomatoes. Are we going to get cucumbers? I hope we're going to get cucumbers. Nightshade, I believe, was the other thing. So I'm going to go over the quads real quick because I'm thinking about it. This quad, where all the cabbage and the beans are, let's see in here, inside of my tunnel. Last year, and I thought I explained it in the other video, there was supposed to be, let's see, it was supposed to be melon, and it was supposed to be cucumber. The cucumber did not do anything. And going back to where I was, and I think I had the squash. The squash was kind of in between the one I'm standing in now and that one over there. And that was like the zucchini. The one here was nightshade. And when I say nightshade, that's your peppers, your tomatoes, your potatoes, the really heavy eaters. That was my fruit quad. There's a root one as well, which I would put potatoes in. But they say that when you're doing a nightshade, you don't put another nightshade in for 3 years because you're wanting to have the soil replenish itself. I had dill where I'm standing. There was dill. I tried to do onions. They didn't really do anything. We did have some herbs. Borage was another question, but I'm probably going to have to do like a completely different thing on borage. Even though it's not ready to harvest or anything, or I might just need to make sure that I do it when it does get to a place where I can harvest it. My next from scratch foodie or whole and healthy or a combination of the two will be more than likely some other herb that I actually have growing, whether it be the basil or no, I guess it would just be basil. That's the only other one I've got going right now that's being productive at the moment. The cilantro is still flowering and the borage isn't ready yet. I suppose I could do the bergamot. Not really sure about the bergamot. I haven't done a lot of research on that one yet. Oh, I remember. I was going to do mint, apple mint for my from scratch foodie. I should probably just do a feature on that for healthy and whole. But anyway, this is to answer some of the questions about different things. We had a lot of pumpkins in the one where the tomatoes are now. That was all pumpkin, along with the one side. It was a lot of vining stuff. I probably took a lot of pictures as well. I think video is a better documentation of it, honestly. So, other than that, just to do any kind of real quick small update, the turkeys are getting bigger. I will probably do another look at them. And as far as doing a feature on specific animals, I do have one that I did for the poultry already. I've done a couple attempts for the pigs. They haven't really worked real well for me. But we did do some on the poultry, which includes all of the, I think we have like 5 different poultry, which is where a good, not the 9 animals mentioned are, that's them, is like 5 of them are poultry. So the goose, the turkeys, the meat birds, the laying hens. I said 5, didn't I? Or maybe it was just the 4. Goose, turkeys, laying hens, and meat birds. Yep, that's 5. So now we're at 16 minutes. Thank you so much for joining me, Melissa, at the Sage Pumpkin Homestead, answering questions for my one new subscriber as a family member. Thank you again for joining me, and until next time, be blessed.